This is a Saviors of Kamigawa Fat Pack, produced in the year 2005 and used by expert level Magic the Gathering players. This Fat Pack weighs 1.24 pounds or 563 grams, and it was manufactured in the United States of America. This is what Fat Packs, now known as bundles, used to look like. The shape is different than it is today. That allows for the inclusion of this novel right here. You can see there's no gusset on the bottom, but it really doesn't need that to be able to stand up all on its own, so that's good. This was the third set in the original Kamigawa block, and you can see it comes packaged in this cardboard display and wrapped in plastic wrap. You can see the seal's been broken right here, but hopefully the cards inside haven't spoiled too much. If they're still edible, we can check them out and see how they taste. Over on the back here, there's some more information for us. The battle for peace. The Kami world closes in on reality with devastating effects. Kamigawa will never be the same. With the Saviors of Kamigawa trademark set, you can turn the tide and restore balance with powerful Kirin, sacred ancestors, and versatile channel magic. Save their world. Your allies await you in this fat pack. So down here it has a list of contents. It says we get a Saviors of Kamigawa Player's Guide, 6 booster packs, Saviors of Kamigawa novel, premium cards includes a Champions of Kamigawa Premium Basic Land card, and a random Saviors of Kamigawa Premium Common card, and a Saviors of Kamigawa Spin Down Trademark Life Counter. I guess that's probably that right here. If we move it around a bit, you can hear the life counter rolling around in there. In this set, there are 165 cards, including 55 rares, 55 uncommons, and 55 commons. When Saviors of Kamigawa came out, cards like Pithing Needle and Kitaki War's Wage were important tournament staples, and those cards are still played today, although nowadays the most expensive card in the set is a Boro Palace from the Clouds. Since it's already opened here, I think we shouldn't have much of a problem opening it the rest of the way. You know what, I could probably just do it with my fingers. I don't think we even need a can opener for this one. Just a sec, actually. Doesn't have much of an odor. That's good. Alright, let's get this open here. Wow. Look at this. They have this packaging here so that the things don't move around and get all damaged. So this is the novel. Let's take a look at this. Wow, look at that. Guardian. Book 3. I like that they used to include this. You know, it's not a necessity, but things like this really used to help with morale. And, you know, it's something that I feel like players really used to look forward to getting. Over right here, you've got, I guess this would be the main course. There should be 6 packs in here. Let's take a look at these. Once again, packaged nice and tight so it doesn't shift around. So in here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 packs of Saviors of Kamigawa. 15 cards each. You can see there's a few different arts on here. That's kind of cool. What does it look like on back? Let's see if they have a date on here. The coloring on this pack makes it really hard to read, but it does say 2005 right there. I can't wait to get into these, but we're going to go through the rest of this first. Actually, right here, there's something cool. Let's take a look at this one. In here, I guess this will be our premium cards. I'm interested to see what this is going to be. Let's flip this over. It's the same on the other side. So I guess we've got to open this up to see what we got. We'll do that in just a moment. Here we've got the player's guide. This thing is pretty cool. They actually don't include these in Fat Packs today either. But inside here, it should have a whole list of the cards in the set. Wow, look at that. There's so much lore in here. Sakashima, the imposter. Kami of the Crescent Moon. I like that guy. Kamigawa Glossary, Part 3. A Word to the Wise by Randy Bueller Jr. Looks like we've got some strategies and suggestions in here. That's pretty cool. The 10 coolest saviors of Kamigawa cards. Wow, imagine if they included something like this in bundles today. Number 1, Endless Swarm. Number 2, Iname as 1. It's kind of funny to see Sakashima all the way down at number 9 right here. Yeah, here it is. Here's the whole list of cards. And you thought Mudhole wasn't playable. Hey, look at that. One of the test cards. We actually got some of these in mystery boosters. Here's a good old one with nothing. And then there's a checklist as well. I'm going to take a closer look at this later. So we got this, and then I think the only thing that's left in here is our life counter. Must be in here somewhere. Where is it? Oh, right there. Okay, so we have a green spin down life counter. The font is a little bit different than the ones you see today. That's looking pretty good. All right, let's get this out onto a tray. Nice. Now this particular fat pack doesn't come with a ration of instant coffee or anything to keep you hydrated, but that's okay because we have our own right here. We've got a package of Wake Up brand instant coffee. You can see in Mandarin Chinese right here it says Mao Shu Cafe Wei, which translates to cat poop coffee flavor. So this stuff will keep us nice and alert. And then to keep us hydrated, we've got this can of Pocari Sweat right here. This stuff, it's awesome. It's not like Gatorade, but with more electrolytes and not as sweet. No food coloring. It's not instant, so it'd be heavier to carry around, but we're just gonna drink it right now anyway. Nice hiss. Let's pour it away from the cards right here. Let's take a look at this coffee here. Export quality. Yeah, that smells great. I think that's going to be really good. So now that we've got our beverages out, let's check out some of these cards here. Let's take a look at these premium cards. So inside here, there should be one premium, aka foil, basic land, and one foil common. There are a couple of good commons from this set, so to get a foil one, that could actually be pretty big. Right. So we have a island right there. Look at that. 18 years old. Nice and flat. Beautiful island. And then we have Ideas Unbound. Wow. At one point, that would have been a great foil. It's probably still pretty good, actually. This could potentially go in maybe an Obeka deck or something like that. Let's get into one of these booster packs now. 18 years. You can see, because it's from a bundle or a fat pack back then, it has this little slit right here. Makes it a bit easier to open, but seemingly not in this case. It's actually quite hard to open. Oh, I wrecked that one. That's okay. Oppressive Will. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 1 for each card in your hand. Elder Pine of Jukai. Kami of Empty Graves. Look at that guy. Tori Watchward. Barrel Down Sokenzan. You had these arcane cards here. Those are kind of cool. Descendant of Soramaru. Death Knell Kami. Spiritual Visit. Inner Fire. It looks like we're still in the comments here. Aboro Breeze Collar. Promised Kanushi. Ghostlit Raider. Okay, so here's our first uncommon. Pretty cool. Kemuri Ona. Ebony Owl Netsuki. And here's our first rare. What's it going to be? Mirin the Moaning Well. What does this do? Legendary land. Tap to add 1 colorless. 3 tap, sacrifice a creature. You gain life equal to the sacrificed creature's toughness. We'll set these ones right here. You know what? I think I want to try some of this coffee right here. Oh yeah. It's a nice and bold flavor, but not too sweet. Let's check out another pack here. What do you think this thing is? Probably a Kirin. What if I open it from the back here? No, that's not going to work. There we go. Just try and preserve some of this packaging, you know? Okay, we got some comments here. Minamo Squirrel Keeper. Night Soul Kami. Sink into Takanuma. Kitsune Lore Weaver. Soken's-on Spellblade. Oppressive Will. We got that one already. Rending Vines. Shinin of Fierce Chill. Has a channel ability. Spiritual Visit. There's Kiki right there. I wonder what he's doing. Path of Anger's Flame. Dreamcatcher. Gaze of Automaro. We have an uncommon here. Ghostlit Stalker. Secret Keeper. And our second rare, Pithing Needle. Imagine how big of a hit this would have been back in the day. It's being reprinted a ton of times now, but this was the original printing of this card. This would have been a big deal. Let's take a quick look at this novel. This thing is pretty cool. It's book 3, so I'd probably have to read books 1 and 2 first before this made sense, but you never know. It looks like it has a little bit of weathering on it here, but that's okay. Overall, it's still in pretty decent shape. To end a war, he must free a spirit. By Scott McGell. Look at this. Experience the magic. The artifact cycle. There's the Brothers' War right there. The Thran. Brocadian Masks. Nemesis. Wow. How about on the back here? Dive into the world of magic. Nice. I just want to get a taste of this Bakari Sweat here. Yeah, that's got electrolytes. How about another pack? You can see a Night Soul Kami there. Soul Shift 5. Sink into Takanuma again. Probably going to get a few duplicate commons here. There's our third Oppressive Will. Fiddlehead Kami. Murmurs from Beyond. Dozan's Oldest Chant. 5 mana. Gain 6, draw a card. Man, cards back then. Each opponent's maximum hand size is reduced by 1. Is a rat. A Raba Moth Rider. In a fire, add a red to your mana pool for each card in your hand. Costs 4 mana though. Hail of Arrows. Soken's-on Renegade. Looks like we have a red rare back there. Evermind. And a rare, Rally the Horde. I wonder if we're going to get any foil cards in our packs here. What does Rally the Horde do? Sorcery, 6 mana, remove the top 3 cards of your library from the game. If the last card removed isn't a land, repeat this process until the last card removed is a land. Put a 1/1 red warrior creature token into play for each Non-land card removed this way. You know what? That's kind of cool. Depending on how that plays out, you could potentially remove your whole deck from play. You know, at first it seemed like a ration like this might not be enough to hold someone for a whole day, but I can kind of see the appeal of it now. Saviors of Kamigawa. Man, not every day you get to open this. Wrecked that one. Kitsune Lore Weaver again. Sokinzon Spellblade. We're gonna get an Oppressive Will in every pack, I think. Got a whole place out of it now. Got this guy again, Kami. Hey, there's a Sakura Tribe Scout. That's a pretty good common, actually. Death of 1,000 Stings. Araba Moth Rider. Path of Anger's Flame. Uncommons again here. Hand of Cruelty. That looks pretty cool. Sorotami Cloud Chariot. Iganjo Free Riders. It looks like we do have a foil this time. That's pretty cool. Rune Tail Kitsune Ascendant. You know, I think this one was reprinted in Mystery Boosters, wasn't it? What's our foil going to be? It's black. We have a Death Denied. Return X target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. Arcane, though. Aki Drillmaster right there. Goblin Shaman. Another Oppressive Will. Wow. That's incredible, actually. Elder Pine of Jukai. Kami of Empty Graves. I feel like we're getting the same commons in every pack. You know, I guess there aren't really that many, though. There's only 55 commons in the set. Be nice if we could have got a Sakura Tribe Scout in every pack, though. Curtain of Light. Into the Fray. Kiki Jiki again. Manriki Gusari. Trusted Advisor. Charge across the Araba. Iname as 1. 8, 12 mana. Wow, 8/8. What does this do? Comes into play. If you play it from your hand, you can search your library for a spirit card and put it into play, then shuffle your library. When it's put in the graveyard from play, remove it from the game. If you do, return a spirit card from your graveyard to play. Huh. Guess you want to play spirits with that then. Let's open our last pack of cards here. You know what? With this one, I think I gotta get a whiff of this. Whoa. It's pure nostalgia right there. We have our Deathmask Nezumi, another rat. Cowed by Wisdom. Aki Underling, look at that guy. Shinin of Flight's Wings. There's a Fiddlehead Kami here. Death Denied. Plow Through Raito. Glitterfang. An Ideas Unbound there. Matsu Tribe Birdstalker. Death of 1,000 Stings. Ghostlit Redeemer. Molting Skin. Yuki Onna. And their last rare. Seki Season's Guide. Comes into play with 8 +1/+1 counters on it. If damage will be dealt to it, prevent that damage and remove that many counters. Put that many 1/1 colorless spirit creature tokens into play. Sacrifice 8 spirits, return Seki from your graveyard to play. Pretty cool. You know, overall, that was actually better than I was expecting. We got some cool stuff. First, there was this foil, Ideas Unbound. You know, when Obeka was first printed, this card spiked up a lot. So to get a foil is pretty cool here. We got a non-foil too as well. This was pretty weird though. In almost every pack, we got an Oppressive Will. We got 5 of them here. You know, it's kind of funny that in these fat packs you get 1 foil basic land, but nowadays you get a foil basic land of all of the land arts, so that means that the foil basic lands are basically worthless nowadays, but to get this one is actually pretty cool. Got a foil Death Denied. Just a sec, I gotta have some more of this coffee here. Yeah, man, that's good cat poop. You know, our rares were actually pretty decent as well. We got some that are not so excited. There's this Seki Season's Guide. Not too big on that one, but right here, Mirren, the Moaning Well. That's actually one of the good rares even today. Imagine if we got that in foil. Here's a Rune Tail here. It's not a bad card. It's been reprinted. Pithing Needle. Despite this being reprinted so many times, this specific version of the Pithing Needle actually still has a little bit of a price tag. That's kind of cool. We got to Rally the Horde here. And then our Iname as one. It's kind of a cool legend, I think. Alright, before we end it here, I gotta get one more sip of this Bakari Sweat. Refreshing. What an experience. Well, anyway, this is 8th Place Dave. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll be coming back at you with something new. Or old. Alright, cool. See ya.